Hello, this is Mr. Atherall. I just want to talk to you about your English language exams coming up, and half of your exams is writing. So you're going to have to write something descriptive for paper one, and then you're going to have to write something persuasive or advisory, something non-fiction for paper two. And a massive part of writing and impressing the examiner will be the vocabulary that you use. I bang on about it when I talk in class. We talk about words we might choose, but as the exam comes close, it's vital that you really think about the words that you intend to use when it comes to the exam. So some of the words will come naturally to you as you're sitting there thinking about whatever it is you're asked to write about, but you can go into the exam with a wider vocabulary than you've currently got if you're willing just to work a little bit hard at it. So just two little bits of advice really, I think, in terms of expanding your vocabulary. First of all, there's lots of really obvious words that you might fall into using. So you might describe something as bad, something as good, something as beautiful, something as ugly, and all those words are not going to be impressive to the examiner. And so you need to think of alternatives. And the more articulate and eloquent you are, the more impressive the examiner is going to be. So just using a thesaurus, it sounds so simple. You can get an app on your phone and look up words that you're likely to lose, and just make a list. Write it up somewhere where you're going to see it each day. Have a little notepad where you just make a list of words so that when it comes to it, that you've got those words to hand. I just a few seconds ago, I typed into my phone bad and just had a look through 30, 40 odd words that are other words for bad. So it depends what you're writing about, but there are words like substandard, deficient, abominable. Probably most of those words you understand the meaning of, but they might not come quickly to hand. If you don't know the meaning, just find out what the meaning is and think about how you might use them. The other way to expand your vocabulary is to read. Now, you're not going to have time to read massive novels. That's what you've been advised all your school life. But it is easy to pick up a book and read the first page of it. And just as you're reading it, thinking, what words are used that I think are interesting, that I don't know, look them up, find out the meaning, think about how you might use them yourselves. Read a newspaper, because you're going to have to write non-fiction as well. And just as you come across words that you don't know the meaning of, make a note of those and widen your vocabulary. This is the book I'm reading at the moment. It's called One Good Turn by Kate Atkinson. And I don't have to read much of it to think, oh, there's some interesting words that I might use. So as I look down the first page, let's flick the camera around. I think, can I do that as I'm videoing? I don't know if I can. There it is. Anyway, I'll read it to you. Some of the words. So right at the beginning, he was lost. He wasn't used to being lost. He was the kind of man who drew up plans and then executed them efficiently. So efficiently, we know what efficiently means, but it's something the examiner is going to be impressed with if you use that as a word. To execute something is a nice bit of a vocabulary as well. But now everything was conspiring against him. To conspire, it's a great word. Someone was conspiring, people were conspiring. It then goes on to talk about him sitting in a traffic jam, talks about mind-numbing hours. Again, great, mind-numbing. A hyphenated word there that you can use to describe something being a bit boring. It's been raining, and then it uses two adverbs to describe the rain. It had been raining steadily and unforgivingly. That's a great way to describe the rain coming down, using an adverb like unforgivingly. Later on, he arrives in Edinburgh, and there's the Edinburgh Festival going on, and it talks about hordes of people milling around. Again, hordes is a great word for just a crowd of people. Anything else? The rain had in no way deterred the crowd, so another word just for, to be put off is to be deterred from something. So I'm not saying those are the words you need to use, but what I'm saying is you just got to read a page and think, right, there's 5 great words. Write them down. Do that every day. It's going to take you 5 minutes to do that, and you're going to have loads of words that you can use when it comes to those pieces of writing. And if you use thoughtful vocabulary, your grade's going to shoot up in terms of what that piece of writing's worth. The pieces of writing are 50% of your English language GCSE. If you write good stuff, then you're halfway there to getting the grade that you deserve to get. So do that, advance your vocabulary, take it into your own hands. If you don't bother, then you're probably going to get a grade lower than you're capable of. Do it, and it's going to make a massive difference to your exam result. Okay, hope you take that advice on board.